Hey everybody, Mrs. Bianchi here. Mr. Vasquez gave away 75 of his CDs. That was 6% of his CD collection. How many CDs were in Mr. Vasquez's collection before he gave some away? Whenever you're confused and you don't know how to set things up, I always recommend drawing a double tape diagram to organize your thinking. One of the bars should be talking about percent, so it doesn't matter if you make that the top or the bottom bar, just make sure you're consistent. So let's say we want to make the bottom bar talking about the percent. Remember, when you have all of something, you have 100%. And in this case, the top one is going to be talking about the number of CDs. Let's try to put the numbers where they go in our tape diagram. So they're talking about 6%. Let's map that out. Map it out in red. 6% is not a very big amount. So in fact, I don't even have room to write 6%, but that would be 6%. Now, we have to be more specific. We need a label. It's saying that he gave away, and that was 6%. So this is what he gave away. 6% is what he gave away, and they're saying that that number is 75. So we'll make a little box here, and we'll put the number 75 in there. 75 CDs. Now, we have an actual number of CDs here, and we have a percent here that we could figure out. Some reminders. These two boxes would add up to be 100%, and we have to reread this to make sure that 75 is in fact the part. And if we read it again, you realize that it is, because they're saying that 75 is, right? That was 6%, so these two things would be equivalent. Now they want to know how many CDs were in his collection before he gave some away. So that would imply we need to know the entire collection. In other words, this number right here, the all of it number. We don't know that number. So now we have this set up. It might help us to create a proportion. So to create the proportion, we'll use a fraction bar, equal sign, and another fraction bar. We'll label it as parts and wholes. And first, let's deal with the percent. So we have the 6%. That would mean 6 out of 100. Let's write it here, 6 out of 100. And we know that the 6 corresponds to the 75 CDs. So this would be the part. And we're trying to figure out the whole, the all of it. Now, 6 is not exactly user-friendly with 75. How about we have a couple options we can do. We could simplify this, and maybe that'll make it a little more user-friendly, or we could just go ahead and use cross products. Let's practice the idea of using cross products without simplifying this, although we could. If we look at this cross product would be 6 being multiplied with W, and going this way, we have 100 being multiplied with 75. Anytime you're multiplying any number by 100, so in this case we're multiplying 75 with the 100, it's the same as moving the decimal over 2 to the right. So if I move this decimal over 1, 2 to the right, then I would have to add a couple of zeros. So what number are we really looking at there? We're looking at the number 7,500. That's the product of this times this. Let's bring down the equal sign, and let's bring down the 6W. All right, next we have an equation. 6 times some number is going to equal this. To solve, we have to undo what's the opposite of multiply something by 6. It would be to divide it by 6. So that'll be next. Divide both sides by 6. Simplify this, get 1. 1 times W is W. All right, so the only thing left you have to do is you have to find what this divided by this is. Now, if you don't have a calculator, you're allowed to use a calculator on this assignment, by the way, but let's say you don't have one. You can use a digital one or a Google calculator, but if you had to do the algorithm, you would write this as 7,500 divided by 6. And it would go in once, and you keep going, get the 1 left over, bring down the 5. So if you don't have a calculator, keep going with that algorithm. Otherwise, use the calculator, and then you'll choose which answer choice it is.